British not skittish, my jolly good chap. British not skittish and done with this crap. British not skittish with the noise from the nap to take here. For your skull a good rap, raise your pint lads in the back street. Below, flashing purple threads, dystophic window. The goal they created and couldn't control. Amelia girl was such an own goal. Fish and chips on the lips, they were cracking their whips. I say now have you all seen these sad selling clips? Bloody 1984 on the floor. Sad propaganda that's looking so poor they can't conceal you. Amelia, the natural appeal. You mean straight to the top and so real we can feel you. Amelia, Amelia, you popped off the line between the darkest fear and what's yours and mine. We'll bring you Amelia, voice sounds like a fine, just inspiring your oblivious game design. Purple shadow recap, coronated our queen. Not meant to be base, but you came out clean to the ministry of truth. Leg it under the knife. The Lord says to speak what's in plain sight. Who keeps the island when the tide turns away? Amelia, I feel ya, lead the path wide. Four boys will run from a thunderclap. British not skittish and done with this crap. Tried to shut it all down, but she ran a fool lap. Why fools left? In chorus, the memes on tap. Look straight ahead now. Stormtroopers don't dare. She fought for rivers and soil and the damn cold air. Pull the plug quick when plans got out of hand. Guess they never heard, but dear Ostroy's on. What they tried to suppress the evil shadow ban like Bob's your uncle or press the homeland. But echoes don't die once you know the name. And slamming the lid is just boosting the fame. Not hating her eyes, just stop and refrain. This green old eye won't be conquered again. Locked by the sea when the speech isn't free. This sea you and T's those of reality. Protect your grand like the Shire bee. Shut the shite down from the BBC. Oh, Amelia, Amelia, a pearl in the wire. The red flag who fan the flames of the fire. The ones who remember the fire but dawn. The footy on Saturdays and the long gone. Fishnet defiance, your unbound stare. You're more than a warning, you're already there. Amelia, Amelia, we feel you tonight.
Hello. Give me 1 sec.
Westminster chill with the grooming gangs. Fucked around time to bed and fangs. Hard stay unto friends who toil. The sword right off if you dare to spoil. Some might say this man's around. Take my advice, get lost in the jam. If you ask me, she can plainly see we were knee deep.
All right, now, hello. Jannies, get this asshole. Right away. God damn it. Not even a minute live. Well, 3, but still. Immediate kickbot. I'm getting this fucker. Well, okay, somebody else did.
Now there's a million Amelias. Now there's a million Amelias.
All right, hello, chat. How is everybody? Hello, autism brother. Hello. Hello, whatever. You were first. Hello, Mauro. Awawa. Good to see you, Goat. Hello. I'm sorry for being late today. I spent 37 fucking minutes wrangling Cox internet. Disconnecting and reconnecting the router, trying different VPNs. Just all sorts of fucking bullshit today. So let me know if my connection isn't stable. I can't even promise that we're gonna have a stream today because everything is just collapsing on top of my fucking connection, so it's holding up thus far, and I hope it will continue to. How you doing, my melanin brother? I'm good, doing good, brother. Besides the internet fucking pissing me off, I'm doing pretty okay. Very familiar with Raider Randy on YouTube. He makes AI song based on internet freakout. The Dark Viper AU one is my favorite. No, I've not heard of that guy. Hello, Pickduck, Brock, Drooby. Just pouring myself some coffee here. Oh shit, it's that guy from the Petty File podcast. Oh no. That's not a good reputation to have. Hello, Michael Zuluara. Hello, Pepper. The Big Juice. Bro, actually just saved my life. Alright, put the drugs down. Hello, Millard. I haven't had Cox in 7 years and I don't miss it. Dude, everything just fucking sucks. Every ISP ever sucks. I've never had... 3 different continents I've lived on. I've never had an ISP that I actually liked. Never ever. Babyface Kaya the Conqueror, I did shave. Axiom Verge is... Axiom Verge 3 is in development? Wait, really? Hold on. Where's my Brave? I almost hit quit streaming. Let's see, Axiom Verge 3. I'm always rooting for the guy that makes it. I forget his name, Thomas Happ, I think, because he has like a disabled son. And I remember back when Axiom Verge, the first one, came out, he had like he was in a spat with his publisher because I think they refused to pay him some sort of a bonus or they refused to pay something. And he was like, guys, like, my kid is disabled. You promised me this money and now you're not paying it. I hope Axiom Verge 3, Thomas Happ Games. What slop do I have for you today? Oh man, I have gossip more than slop. Actually, do I even have any AI topics? Let me see. I might not. This might be the first stream. Well, it's not gonna be AI centric. Let's say that. We're gonna have a lot of gossip though. A lot of high school bullshit this week. He said it in an interview? Okay. Well, I'm down for it, so I'm excited. This gotta be an AI song? It is. This is Amelia, based on the hit British government propaganda game. Shit, what was that? Pathways. That we played on stream, remember? The evil pink-haired chick that tries to get you to be conservative and whatnot. Kaya getting his own Starlink. I have considered it, I'm not gonna lie, but I do know that Starlink, at the end of the day, their upload speeds aren't that great, so I really don't know if it would be any better than what I have right now. I might try it though, not gonna lie. Like, okay, sorry. None of us like Elon Musk, but fuck, if Cox cannot get its shit together, then I might as well give it a shot, right? No AI hates, why am I even watching? I'm gonna tell you why you're watching. We're gonna hate on fucking dopey-ass influencers today. Okay. We have to talk about Milo Yiannopoulos today. You know what? I'm gonna put on some. What do I want to listen to? Last time we listened to... Alright, I'm taking song requests, background songs. Has to be from a video game so we don't get copyright fucked too hard. I cannot put on like Taylor Swift, but... What video game did I used to play as a kid? What about Shadow Man? Shadow Man. And 64 OST. Oh, fuck yeah. Frank Sinatra. Am I in the rage room right now? Okay, let me put that on the side. Donkey Kong Country OST. Engelbert Humperdinck? Sounds like an anti-Semitic name you just made up. Do Metal Gear Rising? Metal Gear Rising initially did have a fun soundtrack, didn't it? All vocal boss themes. 20 minutes isn't gonna cut it though. 51 minutes, that should do it. Alright. Let me just make sure that's not too loud. Because I do have some media to play for you guys. So, who here knows Milo Yiannopoulos? Because that's gonna be one of the main characters in today's stream. Put a one... I need to just do polls on Twitch and shit. Okay, just put in chat if you know Milo Yiannopoulos, Sydney Watson, and Elijah Schaffer. I don't know who she is. Okay. She is a he, actually. Milo Yiannopoulos. In case you don't know. Not Milko. The gay racist Nazi guy with the black husbands? Ooh, you're way behind. Yes, the answer is yes, though. It is him. But he has had a change of heart since, because he got... Okay, so Milo Yiannopoulos, originally, he started his fame around the, like, 2016 culture war era, where he would go to the campuses and do the whole I'm owning the libtards by debating, like, 16-year-old college kids or, like, high school kids and whatnot. And then he got canceled because he went on the Amazing Atheists podcast and said some spicy shit, like implying that, hey, I'm gay because when I was 13 years old, I was molested, but it wasn't bad for me. You know, some gay people, they just like being molested when they're 13. What's the big deal? So people unearthed that audio, and he kind of got banished from the internet. It was a little bit too far of a spicy take, even for that era. But then eventually he came back, and he said, look, guys, I'm still gay, I still have those urges, but I'm trying to be a better man now. I want to stop being gay. So he's back, but he still has that gay cattiness. And he has started shit with another man on the internet called Elijah Schaffer. Now, I'm going to give you guys some background information on Elijah Schaffer now. Elijah Schaffer started his career basically as a conservative-ish influencer, also around the, you know, the Black Lives Matter era in like 2020 is when he really blew up. Yes, the guy with a self-claimed vault of blackmail on a portable SSD. We're gonna get to his fucking blackmail SSD because apparently he was not lying. That guy has so much fucking dirt on people. I swear to God, he's like a villain. So let's talk about Elijah real quick. So here's a tweet from 2024. He's a happily married conservative back in 2024, says nothing better than being a father. Anyone discouraging raising a strong family is either trolling or from the devil. Reproduce with your wife. Lift heavy weights. Pray earnestly. Make as much money as you can with a clear conscience. This is key. And enjoy your kids. And it's a wholesome photo of him around a small lake with his little boy who's holding a stick, because that's what boys do, because boys rule, girls drool. So, wholesome start, right? And around 2020, he does the whole... He starts reporting on, like, left-wing violence during the BLM riots and whatnot, and he's, like, following around Antifa, as Antifa is, like, throwing bricks into people's, like, bookshops and the Starbucks and whatnot. And he makes good enough of a show out of it that Glenn Beck, I think, hires him for Blaze TV, which is Glenn Beck's, like, outlets, one of his publishing houses. And so Blaze TV hires Elijah. And Elijah does all the spicy stuff around... Is this 2020? Yes. In November 2020, he tweets, can confirm... hold on. Another guy says, having a discussion with 20-plus Black Bloc in D.C. They are attempting to find Elijah Schaffer and assassinate him when police aren't present. And Elijah says, can confirm. They are on the hunt with intent to hurt/kill. A liberal journalist also came up and warned me. He said I had balls for coming out due to the severity of what's happening. I have armed security, compliments of Blaze TV. Need to abort. This is getting very heated. So he's reporting from on the ground during all the riots, which if you're around my age or within 10 years of my age, you remember all of the fucking 2020 craze, which to me still feels like yesterday. It really doesn't feel like it's been 6 years. I don't even feel old. I feel like, was I in a coma, right? It genuinely doesn't feel like 6 years have passed since 2020, since the fucking COVID and George Floyd and the height of all the insanity, January 6th. It just feels like it was still yesterday. I don't know why. My memory is just so burnt in. 6 years, yes. Bionicles. I like your name, Bionicles Movies. The pandemic made everyone's timeline feel off. I don't know if it's that or if it was just such a cultural, like... It was such peak culture war, such peak derangements. Like, even now, America's still completely schizophrenic and deranged with all the fucking ICE and Reddit retards committing suicide by ICE and everyone just this and that and fucking Gaza, and you have all the Epstein shit. Everything is still insane, but, like, 2020 was genuinely unhinged, and I think it just made a lasting impression in my skull, at least, where I still remember everything. Like, yeah, that just happened. That just happened. It's barely over now. It's barely over. We used to fucking cancel people for misgendering Chris Chan. That was like yesterday. I hate that so much I refuse to believe. I'm 19 and I remember that. Yeah. No bookstores were robbed during that riot. Well, they weren't robbed, but they did have bricks thrown through. So anyway, he gets hired by Blaze TV. Like I said, if you haven't heard of Blaze TV, it kind of looked like... I didn't pull up any clips from Blaze TV, but it's Glenn Beck's outlet. If you don't know Glenn Beck, he's one of the more established... Glenn Beck. Conservative, like, media owners, basically, the Sky. I don't know much about him, I just know he owns this network, and you can go and you can watch all of these people, none of whom I've heard of. I don't know who Liz Wheeler is or Pat Gray, but there it is. So, he gets hired, and on January 6th, 2021... Was January 6th in 2021 or 2020? Anyway, let's just call it Reddit 9/11. On Reddit 9/11, Elijah Schaffer enters the Capitol. He goes into Nancy Pelosi's office, and he takes a fucking photo of her open emails, by the way. So, here's his tweet from January 6th. Breaking, I am inside Nancy Pelosi's office with the thousands of revolutionaries who have stormed the building. Revolutionaries. I think this is like... I hate it when they make out January 6th to be anything more impressive than like boomers loitering. A bunch of like Alex Jones fans just like really having a, oh man, the teacher is 15 minutes late, so this is legal for us to do moments. I don't know. I don't remember. Somebody on the show called it that on the official podcast. I don't know if it was Charlie or Jackson, but one of them called it compared it to the when children are like the teacher. If the teacher doesn't show up in 15 minutes, we get to go home. And all of these boomers were like, well, if we're not arrested within 15 minutes, we get to just loiter in the Capitol. And Elijah went in there and he took photos of Nancy Pelosi's monitor, which, as you might imagine, there's laws against this. You can't just, break into a politician's office and start taking photos of their confidential emails, right? There's laws against this. He continues to put into perspective how quickly staff evacuated. Emails are still on screen alongside a federal alert warning members of the current revolution. So kind of cringy calling it a revolution. This is just as cringe as calling it like some sort of an evil takeover, uprising or insurrection, usurping, whatever they called it. Very cringy, but people noticed, everybody during January 6th had the hammer come down on them. Like, the FBI went after fucking grannies who just entered the building for 7 minutes and went out, never touching anything. And those ladies, like, had the FBI kick their fucking doors down in the middle of the night during no-knock raids. And yet nothing ever happened to Elijah. There's a few, like, conservative figures still among the conservative Twitter influencer sphere who never ever got in trouble. Even though like I said, like, law enforcement went under... they went after a bunch of grannies and grandpas and just random dorks, but Elijah, for some reason, never anything happened to him yet, right? And people were a little suspicious, saying, did he work with the feds? How did he get out of it? The PicDuck says, same deal with Fuentes. Some people also call that suspicious, yes, because Fuentes was also there as far as I know, and he also never faced any repercussions for it. Anyway, he does this, and by this time he's like blowing up. Not like Joe Rogan levels, but people are noticing him. He is on Blaze TV's network, Glenn Beck's network, Blaze TV. He starts a podcast, my friends. He starts a show with a lady called Sydney Watson. Now, I've talked about Sydney Watson before. Here's what she looks like. Sydney Watson is an Australian lady who did this podcast called You Are Here with Elijah. Now, Elijah, hold on. You might remember the You Are Here podcast from a man named Jack Murphy. I've streamed about this guy before, so I don't want to dwell on him too much. But I do want to go over him again. Now, if you don't know Jack Murphy, he was a guest on the You Are Here podcast with Sydney Watson and Elijah Schaffer. And that episode got very, very famous because Jack Murphy was this male influencer, alpha male, manosphere. I'm gonna teach you how to be a man. I'm gonna teach you how to be a man. If you pay me $790 a year, or $65 a month, or a one-time payment of almost $4,000 fucking dollars, he will teach you. He will teach you how to be a man. If you want to survive and thrive among the long march of woke, join us, because your social network makes or breaks you, your family and your nation. It was basically like an insider, sort of like a, just club. Like the Freemasons, but really lame and gay and cringy and manosphere-y and pickup artisty. We also offer a one-of-a-kind sense-making apparatus better than any other group can offer. So this is from the Liminal Order membership page. You know what's going on in the world, in your industry, and in your city because a team of experts filters the news for you. That's a distinct business advantage when you have 700 experts dedicated to helping you understand the world. You can watch the news and talk to your family to try to figure out what's been going on in the world today, or you can talk to 700 experts who can help you make the news work for you. So I guess you sign up, and then the idea is you're part of this super secret clubhouse with all the other experts who also subscribed, and you guys can help each other. The Liminal Order puts our members 3 to 4 months or years ahead of the general public for most upcoming topics. And that way, when a crisis suddenly hits the entire world, we've been ready for months. And because we're here to change civilization, men are under attack. We have to defend and anticipate. We've got to stay nimble and adaptable. And, of course, he does mention, sounds a bit like a terrorist organization, huh? He says, one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. In our case, we're fighting back against the lies, Marxism, and the authoritarian jackboot coming down on all our necks. We strike back, building strong families, maintaining personal accountability, and presenting an alternate model to everyone in our lives. Now you might be thinking, Kaya, this sounds kind of like generic, but I'm not getting Manosphere vibes from it yet. Where's the blog post where he explains that all the women want to be raped? Don't worry, I got you. The root of feminist unhappiness these days... This is from his blog. The root of feminist unhappiness these days is their stubborn defiance of desires innate to their DNA. Their insistence of idealizing the male at the expense of the female has led to the breakdown in the sexual marketplace, fall of marriage, and rise of divorce. Feminism built an unsolvable dichotomy within women, resulting in ongoing internal torture. Much like a transgender, they are trapped acting in a way that doesn't reflect who they are on the inside. Where is this going, you may be asking? Their constant refrains otherwise belie an underlying self-hate. But fear not, there is a solution. Rape. Not quite rape, but rape. The kind of rape a man who loves his girl commits. Rape conducted under the auspices of consent. Rape safe enough to allow the feminist to begin to claw her way back from the insanity. So, I think there's a term for it, actually. Corrective rape. In case you don't know, they do this in Africa to cure lesbians. This is what they genuinely believe. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark? Yes. Corrective rape, also called curative rape or homophobic rape, is a hate crime in which somebody is raped because of their perceived sexual orientation or gender identity. The common intended consequence of the rape, as claimed by the perpetrator, is to turn the person heterosexual. So kind of similar. It's practiced in Africa, as I said. But Jack Murphy is kind of on board with the whole idea of just, curing feminism in general by raping them. Now, he was a guest on Sydney Watson's and on Elijah's podcast, and we're going to listen to that now. Now, let me mute the music real quick. Sorry, Metal Gear Rising. Let me read the chat. Ah, yes, very loving. Feminism is a movement in opposition to the men they hate. They are more obsessed with men than non-feminists. They're like MGTOW. And that is a throwback. I've not kept up with men going their own way in a while. I need to catch up. I need to read up on what they've been up to besides passport broing. I pray for humankind, bro. What the fuck? That's unhinged. Did he say rape your girlfriend? Look, I mean, he said what he said, and if you want to hear more of it, you can pay him $790. This guy seems pretty hinged. No amount of rape will cure my love for Yowie. Kaya, why is the word rape the first thing I hear? Are you familiar with my show? these guys are anti-abortion but pro-rape. All right. So here is special guest Jack Murphy on Sydney Watson and Elijah Schaffer's You Are Here podcast. It's 4-ish minutes. We're going to listen to all of it because here, so during this clip, this segment, Elijah and Sydney are reading super chats. Jack is sitting there. They've just had like a longish conversation on the podcast. Now it's time for super chats. And they're basically innocently just reading super chats that are coming in. Having, super chatters are asking questions to Jack. Here's what that looks like.
We've already been told that this show's been hard to get advertisers on.
Yes.
That's Elijah.
That's why,
Get out of town.
that is why the super chats mean a lot to us.
They're
and
the
people
advertisers.
supporting us.
Thank you.
Because you guys are the advertisers. That's why we try to get through all of these and read all your
All right,
comments.
I don't know if I mentioned it. I think I did, but Sydney is Australian. Now that I think about it, her name's kind of on the nose, isn't it? Not very imaginative. No offense.
Even if you're trapping me. No, I want to read this one first. Because I started it, and I'm going to finish what I started. Anamorphosis says, Elijah, and I apologize for this in advance, Jack, asked Murphy about the article he wrote about literally cuckolding his wife. I wish I was joking. True alpha.
Wow.
True.
Wow, you went there with that. I have absolutely no comment on that.
So a super chat comes in and says, hey, can you ask Jack Murphy about that cuck article he wrote? And Jack's like, wow, I can't believe you went there.
Other than to say that whatever people's perception is about that, it's 180 degrees wrong. And it has nothing to do with people think what they're thinking it to be today.
Are we talking about sex right now?
Do you know what cuckolding is?
I totally thought
It's
you were
where
reading...
you get a chicken and you hold it. And
no,
you love it.
I just blanked
and
out
then
for a second.
You make more chickens.
I just blanked out for a second.
I support you having chickens.
We
I
don't
have
kink
chickens.
shame.
I like chickens.
If you have a hen house, that's great. That's you should have your own eggs. Great.
We don't
supply,
kink shame.
Great for protein.
You Are Here does not kink shame.
I don't even know if she knows what cuckolding is, like back when this was recorded, or if she's just fucking around trying to make it just an innocent little joke.
I want to bring that out, that we do not kink shame. If you don't want to have, if you hate women, don't want to have any
Elijah clearly knows what it is.
sex at all, that's your lifestyle. Or if you're a nude model, that's your lifestyle.
You can in fact be, and you can be both at the same time.
Or if you want to sleep with trans Elijah, Ellie Schaffer.
Literally,
if you want to breed
if
him,
you want to have
that's
sex
okay.
with my ankles, maybe. Kez might allow it.
Brian Schultz says, "Merry Christmas
Ooh,
and
I'm
happy."
sorry, Smoke Elijah. You're going to be hearing your name a lot.
It's true. Brett and Dad said, unfortunately, the proliferation of technology leads to authoritarian collectivism. Future looks gay. Merry Christmas, Sid and Jack and Elijah.
Mr. Dickenballs says, "Hey Jack."
See, that's what she does. She does this.
So it's a
But she
silly,
reads it like
lighthearted
that's normal.
podcast
It's
with
not
the
even.
two
She's not
of
even saying, I'm
them.
not gonna skip the name. She just goes, Mr. Dukenball said.
Could you
And they say
please
women
clear
aren't
up
funny.
the cuck
I know.
article you wrote?
Oh,
I
shit,
am
I
not
talked
going to
over
talk
it.
about
Again?
this.
So she said she's reading another super chat, and now this is where it gets spicy.
Like she reads it like that's normal. Like it's not even. She's not even saying, I'm not gonna skip the name. She just goes, Mr. Dukenball said.
Could you please clear up the cuck article you wrote?
I am not going to talk about
Again?
this.
Okay.
And basically, you know what? Fuck you
Me?
for bringing this up right here and right now.
Me?
Why are you doing this to me?
I didn't know.
This is one of my favorite moments in podcasting history because she clearly doesn't know what's going on. She's just reading super chats innocently. And Jack Murphy is about to crash the fuck out on her because he's like, oh, stop bringing this up. You know what? Fuck you. And Sydney, very innocently, she's taken aback a little bit because she goes, me?
You wrote.
I am not going to talk about
Again?
this.
Okay.
And basically, you know what? Fuck you for
Me?
bringing this up right here and right now.
Me?
Why are you doing this to me?
I didn't know that. I didn't know what it was.
Well, just use a little bit of fucking common sense.
Sorry, apologies.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Elizabeth
Heartfelt.
Harrison says, gonna
It's
miss
like,
the
what the
show,
fuck is
but have a good
happening?
break." IHTAC, what's that? What?
Nothing. I literally was just coughing. It's just an inconvenient cough.
Norfolk says, "Sydney, you're looking uniquely
just-
great tonight. Thank you very much." Try to think says, "Elijah, just buy a damn house already." And
So
we
they
do
conclude
have
the
to
show.
see you.
They end the show, and Jack Murphy here takes off his headphones, pushes the mic away, and just walks out of the fucking studio without saying goodbye to either of them. He's angry. He just storms right out. He doesn't want to talk about it. So people were wondering during the chat, During the stream, the chat was wondering, well, what the fuck? Why did he react that way? What is everybody talking about? What cuck article? What was that super chatter talking about? Well, turns out that Jack Murphy had written a certain article in 2015 saying, the title, Cultivating Erotic Energy from a Surprising Source. Yes, I'm bringing the music back. Today I sent my adoring, loyal, hot, young girlfriend of 2 years to have sex with a stranger from Tinder. She is currently at his apartment, checked in with me via text, and is presumably sucking and fucking her way to a good time. I'm alone writing. Well, I shall point out once again, this is written in 2015 by Jack Murphy. I'm alone writing. Couldn't be happier. Now, before you write me off as another Salon.com freak who wants to be a cuckold or some sort of spineless beta under male, hear me out. This has been a long road. My manhood is intact and my dick is hard. I'm almost 40. Years ago, after my divorce from my blue pill marriage. Okay, damn it, I miss MGTOW. I forgot all of these zany fucking terms that they use. My blue pill marriage. I found Royce Roosh V, and eventually Rational Male. These are all like MGTOW influencers, by the way, back in the 2015 era. Along the way, I made friends with Cernovich, and we came up together in the game. I've learned and practiced Tantra, various elements of the BDSM lifestyle, and just about every angle, pun intended, for male-female relations. From experience, effort, and education, I've become an expert. I learned over time how my natural disposition is to be dominant. For submissive women, I'm practically an ideal. I've had sex slaves, little girls, and tied them all up. Feminists seek me out to fuck them like the patriarchy. And yet, I've just sent my 15-year junior girlfriend to bang Matt from Tinder. Why? Years of being in a dead marriage, sexless, undesired, unappreciated, made me question myself, made me question my manliness. It made me question my worth. I was emasculated. In couples therapy, the 60-year-old shriveled arbiter proclaimed my sexual urges unreasonable, that my wife had no obligation nor even a passing concern for the existential angst my unrequited sexual energy was creating. I was dying, my personal Maslow's unmet. But they didn't care. Ultimately, divorce and subsequent rape followed. In this context, he's talking about divorce rape, by the way, in court. So, I believe this is sufficiently censored. People find this article, they clown on Jack, but that wasn't the worst of it because this man's man, the super duper alpha male, turns out to have had a past on the internet that he never bothered to scrub off the internet before he started LARPing as an alpha male on the internet and selling like manhood guides, because turns out that Mr. Alpha Male Jack Murphy would stream himself riding a big black dildo with his wife on Chatterbait regularly. People found many, many archives of him doing sex streams where he takes things up the butt, goes upside down while his wife fucks him in the ass with a dildo. This was before AI, by the way, so we know this isn't like deep faked or anything. This was back in, like, people found porn archives from literally a decade ago, over a decade ago. So, you know, his image kind of blew up and sank in the water after that podcast. And that is why I remember Sydney Watson. And Sydney Watson, I don't know where you are now, so thank you for that laugh. That was an amazing episode. Very, very entertaining. She also has one with Nick Fuentes, I think, which was also entertaining. So, thank you, Firemaster, for 2 times resub. Oh, 2 months. Hey, Kaya, and hey, chat. Hello, Firemaster. Thank you. Anyone got a link? Just kidding. Pull it up? No. I don't want to watch that. What is Sydney Watson doing? I haven't heard from her. I know she follows me, but I don't know what she does. The mint in my little indoor garden has finally started to grow. what a good day we are having over here. Well, that is wholesome. As you're going to find out, Sydney Watson she's probably having a very, 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 very good time right now. You're going to find out why. So, they do their show called You Are Here, as I said, with Jack Murphy and various guests, and her and Elijah, somewhere along the line, along this podcasting that they're doing together, they have sort of a falling out behind the scenes. And the falling out is because Sydney alleges that Elijah's off-camera behavior is getting too unbearable because she alleges that he is too sexual, unprofessional, and a drunk. So, let me pull this up. Unfortunately, so this is somebody reporting on it. This was happening around 2021 and 2022. So this third party here is reporting, unfortunately, Trouble in Paradise began as early as December 2021, leading to multiple complaints made to management and, quote, weekly interactions with them since January 2022. Watson complained to Blaze TV leadership of Elijah Schaffer's misogyny, drinking on set, and, quote, grossly sexual nature. But Blaze refused to act because he was their star and primary asset, which, as a result, failed to protect Watson's rights and the integrity of the program. Rather than act on her complaints, Blaze instead, quote, opted to cater to the demands, tantrums, and misbehavior of Schaffer. The complaint alleges. Continued. Much of the alleged conduct that contributed to the hostile work environment was explicitly sexual in nature. Schaffer, quote, would endlessly reference sex, often specifically gay sex, and discuss penises, among other sexual matter, often graphically, in front of the guests and Miss Watson. Schaffer's sexual comments were so pervasive that, at one point, Blaze CEO Tyler Carden asked Watson to, quote, get Mr. Schaffer to stop talking about dicks so much. I like how the CEO is putting this on Sydney. He's like, Sydney, could you, like, talk to your co-host and, like, can you tell him not to talk about cock so much? Like, we are technically, in fact, pretending to be a conservative outlet here at the Glenn Beck's Blaze TV Institute. So could you guys, like, cool it a bit with the dick lust? And Sydney presumably is like, that's what I'm saying, right? She must have been losing her fucking mind. It continues. However, Watson told Carden to speak with Schaffer because Schaffer allegedly refused to listen to women. Schaffer's apparent refusal to listen to a woman, quote, was insulting, end quote, and damaged Watson's ability to perform her duties. Watson also complained that it was, quote, impossible to work professionally in an environment where Schaffer was drunk and impaired, as he, quote, would do shots of hard liquor before many of the shows. So here the initial allegations begin. So a little bit of a rumor. At this point, nobody knows yet, right? So far, it could all just be fucking bullshit, right? It really could be a embittered woman who's just a little pissed off that maybe her co-host is getting too much attention. Maybe she's lying for attention. Who knows? Maybe she's just trying to get him trouble for whatever reason because she's petty. All of those things are still possible during this time. We continue. The YHA, what was that? Young America's... I don't know, whatever. The YAH team held a 2-hour meeting in March, which Blaze president Gaston Mooney was present for, where Watson expressed how Schaffer's, quote, constant sexism and hostile, unprofessional behavior on the show distracted and humiliated her, making it impossible for her to do her job. Schaffer then had a tantrum where he refused to sit on YAH production meetings until his demands were met. Frustrated with Watson's disapproval of YAH's guests, Schaffer refused to help select guests, which increased the burden on Miss Watson. Blaze repeatedly promised to take corrective actions, but ultimately failed to act. So, they have a little tiff. And during this time, by the way, Elijah is on the internet, and he's getting, like, into mouthy confrontations with people, basically. So here's Elijah tweeting Zelensky is evil. This is right around the time, I believe, when the Ukraine war started, where Russia started attacking Ukraine, and all of it started kicking off, and everybody initially was like, who the fuck is Zelensky? Where's Ukraine? What? Ukraine is a thing? We hate Russia, right? What team are we on? America was first, like, finding out about all of this stuff. And somebody said, So somebody in defense of Zelensky tweets back at Elijah, says, I bet he wouldn't just sit there like a coward when a man cussed out a woman in front of him, eh, Elijah? Referring to Jack Murphy. So the Sebastian Gorka person is basically making fun of Elijah for sitting there with his legs crossed while Jack Murphy was yelling at his co-host. And Elijah replied by saying, I hope she sees this and sleeps with you. Eye roll emoji. So, shortly after, around this time, Sydney quits the show. She said enough. So this is in May of 2022. Wait, when was that last tweet from? So literally, like, basically a month later, after he makes that tweet, she's fucking had enough. She says, all right, my young patats, wanted to address what I can about You Are Here. I'd like to provide some closure so we can all move on. I left the show. There were a multitude of reasons for doing so. Ultimately, the professional situation morphed into something untenable. Towards the end, I was extremely unhappy. Like I mentioned before, I was pouring from an empty cup, and while I tried to be professional and happy for you all on air, it wasn't sustainable. I'm genuinely sorry for the situation. I'm genuinely sorry the situation wasn't handled better with keeping you all looped in. Trust me when I say it's been painful and confusing to navigate. I'm not interested in blood sports or drama. I think we've all got bigger fishies to fry. I'm thankful for the opportunity from Blaze and what's to come. No, I didn't get fired, you noodles. Sometimes things don't work out by the way we hope. It sucks, but like some divorces between mom and dad, I promise this is better for everyone. So she quits, but then she, as far as I remember, I read up a bit on this on the Kiwi Farms and on Twitter beforehand, like, you know, as I was pulling these screenshots. I mean, pulling these screenshots is generous. Like, I took other people's screenshots, so I don't deserve the credit. But as far as I know, she did initiate a lawsuit against Blaze TV, alleging that she did get fired, or basically she got kind of pushed out of the network for complaining about Elijah too much. And apparently in 2024, they settled for an undisclosed amount. So she leaves the show. She says, look, I didn't really want to leave, but, you know, nobody took my complaints about fucking Elijah seriously. Everybody thought I was just bullshitting when I said he comes to the set drunk and drinks and just makes dick and fart jokes and is too sexual. Let me take a sip of coffee. You're the best informed OP host. My girlfriend really likes you, but I'm not alpha enough to let you bone. Well, I still appreciate a folklore shiz. Thank you. Tell your girlfriend thank you. A real alpha male would let me hit. That's so dumb. Do you have the retarded beard that's like immaculately colored in with like a ruler, razor sharp, trimmed and whatnot, because that's very straight. Anyway, Elijah continues his own podcast. He has a show called Slightly Offensive, which I don't know if he started it on his own YouTube channel or what, but at some point he moves it to the Blaze TV network, and he continues doing it for a bunch of months after Watson leaves. So he just does it on his own. But in September 2022, he gets fired from the Blaze because, let's read this excerpt. Wait, that's the same guy? He has so many moments on Clip Farm. Which one? The same guy. This is not Elijah. This is Jack Murphy. I don't know when you tuned in. This is Jack Murphy. Elijah is... Oh, did I close the video? This is Elijah. Okay, anyway, Elijah gets fired. Quote, the details of Schaffer's firing were first made public on a Tuesday live stream by Ethan Ralph. We love Ethan Ralph over here, by the way. I miss the Ralpha man. The Ralpha male. The Ralpha pig. A far-right internet personality who has clashed with Schaffer in the past. The Daily Beast confirmed the existence of Gonzalez's allegations independently of Ralph. The alleged incident took place in Dallas on August 26th at the premiere of Uncle Tom 2, a conservative film that Schaffer co-produced. Gonzalez and Schaffer were seated next to each other in the theater, according to a picture that Schaffer tweeted before the film. As the film played, according to a complaint made to management at Blaze and described to the Daily Beast, an intoxicated Schaffer began to grope her breasts. Ethan Ralph cameo. I know. That's a name we haven't heard from in a while, huh? So, Gonzalez here is, I forget what her actual full name was, but Gonzalez is one of his co-workers, Elijah's co-workers. And the allegation is that he got too shit-faced during the premiere of this movie or something, and he started groping her tits against her will. And Blaze TV had to admit publicly that, quote, following an investigation regarding a recent personnel matter, Elijah Schaffer's employment with Blaze Media has been terminated for violating company policies and standards. So, they didn't outright admit it, but, you know, Sydney was probably right. Yeah, he should have listened to Sydney. Elijah, immediately upon hearing this, of course, had to do some damage control. He says, guys, it's true. It's been a long time coming. I am no longer an employee with the Blaze. While I'm grateful for my experience with them over the years, it's time for me to go back to being independent. I am unable to go into details, but I assure you my commitment to the cause is unwavering, and I will not stop fighting for you. I am thankful for everyone, especially the SOBs who have supported me along the way, and I can't wait to show you what's next. All right, now, how long has it been? All right, 36 minutes of my life. Would you believe me if I told you that all of this up until now was only the preamble to set up the actual drama? We're just not that was the warm-up. Now we're getting to the spicy stuff. Remember Milo? He's about to come up. So, Elijah launches his own network called Rift TV. Let me look that up. What a prologue. I know. Does it not have a website? Let's try Ecosia. Rift. Is it one word? It is. I just learned about Ecosia as a search engine, by the way, which apparently comes built into Brave. And they use advertising, and then whatever money they make from the advertising, they plant trees with, which sounds very hippie and vegan and lame and cringe and PETA, but also kind of wholesome, so why not, you know? Sure. So this is Rift TV. Elijah Schaffer owns it. He's the CEO. And one of the employees that he invited to work on this network with him, as an employee, I should add, is Sarah Stock. Now, some of you may have heard of Miss Stock from, so this is her. You may have heard of her if YouTube loads this goddamn video. Hope you're having a wonderful night. I'm having a good night.
Christian nationalism would be a good alternative.
So she was doing this, the Jubilee. You guys know the Jubilee channel? The Jubilee channel where like every video is some variation of like one liptard surrounded by 20 maggots. And it'll be like a black guy and then versus like 20 conservatives, and then they film this and it's just like, it gets billions of fucking views. On one of these episodes, it was this guy called Sam Cedar, some fucking retard who's like super aggressively pro-America sucks and immigration is good, actually. And opposed to him, Rage Bait. That is it is a Rage Bait channel, basically. It just meant to, you know, they do both sides. They also put in, you know, one conservative versus 20 liberals, one conservatard versus 20 liberals, and they put you in this lady in a circle full of people who each get their turn. They each get like a minute or something to yap. So she has this confrontation with Sam Cedar, and she kind of starts going viral from this on the right.
Millions of children dying by abortion. People aren't even.
She makes her case for anti-abortion and whatnot.
Reproducing. We don't even have like a.
Should we mandate people reproduce?
No, I don't think we need to mandate. We can just stop them from killing their kids.
You want to outlaw abortion?
Yes.
Yes, I mean, we have a fun.
To that, we're saying.
Yaps. This pretty much goes viral among the right on Twitter because, yeah, I mean, do I have to mention the obvious reason? Trad wife, hot blonde, right? Perfect ingredient. Elijah Schaffer capitalizes on it, says, hey, come work for me. She says yes. All right, so now she's part of Rift TV. Now, take Sarah Stock here. Put her in the corner of your mind. We're going to get her back in a little bit, okay? We're going to keep talking about her in just a moment. In the meantime, so as he's starting this network, Elijah gets sued by no other than Kash Patel's girlfriend. Now you might be wondering, what the fuck does Kash Patel, the Indian FBI chief, have to do with this? Where the fuck does he come in? Well, Kash Patel is a girlfriend, or had at the time, I don't know if he still does, called Alexis Wilkins. And at the time, Elijah Schaffer and a bunch of conservatives accused Alexis, they alleged that she is a Mossad agent who was assigned to Kash Patel. And she went around basically suing everybody, saying, hey, cease and desist, I'm not a Mossad agent. That is defamatory. You can't prove that I work for Epstein. So I don't know whatever came of that, but that was a lawsuit.
As you guys might have already heard, I am being sued for $5 million by Alexis Wilkins, the sensational country music star who's dating current FBI director Kash Patel. And unfortunately, due to this lawsuit, my family is now being threatened and our safety is on the line. Apparently in support of Alexis Wilkins' lawsuit, individuals creating mass amounts of bot accounts have targeted my family in a mass doxing campaign, which has directly threatened the safety of myself, my wife, who is defenseless, is an Australian citizen, and also my 2 children who are 1 and 2.5 years old. The reason why this happened is because Alexis Wilkins, as the girlfriend of the FBI director, holds a very influential and prominent social position in this country.
This is very recent, by the way. This is from November 2025, so just a couple of months ago. Now, this happens. He gets sued. He alleges that Alexis Wilkins and her cohorts, I guess, or minions, are doxing his family, which nobody wants, obviously. You shouldn't ever go after anybody's family. So now we have all of these allegations against Elijah Schaffer being a drunk who occasionally sexually harasses women and is just too sexual off camera. His Australian wife and his children are getting harassed by the FBI director Kash Patel's allegedly Mossad agent, Mossad spy wife. And this past week, he does an interview with Nick Shirley. Now, I know we're all over the place. So many names mentioned. This guy's all over. He knows everyone, right? So Nick Shirley, in case you don't know, Nick Shirley is the guy, I hope I'm spelling this right. This guy who basically broke the Somali daycare scam news on YouTube. He's basically the YouTuber who did very little, not a whole lot more than just walk up to these Somali daycares and knock and ask, hey, where's the kids? Like, is this a real daycare? And they were like, you need to leave or we will kill you. And it started the entire fucking national drama that eventually culminated in ICE now being in Minnesota. This man, single-handedly, this fucking YouTuber, doing nothing more than knocking on a few doors and asking the Somalis, like, are you committing fraud, has caused so much turmoil in the country. So he was interviewing Elijah Schaffer. This is from February 2nd this year. So 3 days ago. 3 days ago, people pointed out that Elijah sounds kind of inebriated in this clip. So pay attention. See if you notice it or see if it's just imagined. I want to hear your guys' opinion, chat. Tell me if he sounds inebriated to you. But don't just listen to the tone of his voice. Also listen to what he's claiming here. Because he's making some very, very wild fucking claims as well. Some very fantastical claims. So let's listen.
Big on X, but you're telling me you had to get facial reconstruction because of what happened with your on-the-street reporting?
Yeah. So I was filmed a lot of the riots. In fact, filmed the start of January 6th and filmed a lot of things. I filmed Kyle Rittenhouse killing a few people and kind of like had cooperated with the FBI in turning over evidence to show them that Antifa was burning down the buildings in Kenosha, that Ray Epps started January 6th, a lot of things. And the FBI instead opened up an espionage investigation into me for my work exposing the left. But during that time I was hospitalized because I was filming some rioting and some individuals 2 weeks before, a guy pointed a gun to my head, pulled the trigger on camera, and it jammed, and I was able to dodge getting shot in the head. And then the next week...
A guy pointed a gun at my head and pulled the trigger, but I was lucky because it jammed. I was able to dodge. Okay, so already sort of a... That is quite lucky, isn't it?
These guys putting a gun in my head and beat the shit out of my face. destroyed all the nerves, everything. And then I had to beg for my life, kind of like a bitch, to be completely honest. But there's a group of guys and they're going to kill me, and they shot the girl in front of me in the stomach. And
he witnessed somebody get shot. What the bullshit? Sounds like BS.
It's a pretty crazy experience, but...
So they point a gun at his head. They pull the trigger to murder him. The gun jams, and I guess they just let him be. They don't follow up with, like, you know, trying to fix the jam or killing him some other way. Instead, they decide, oh, well, let's just shoot some random chick in the stomach instead. So he witnesses that. So for whatever reason, he's there with a woman, I guess, or a different, maybe a stranger, maybe he knows her, I don't know. He has to witness them shooting her in the stomach, but for whatever reason, they don't use the exact same gun to shoot him to finish off the job.
Sort of retired after that because I got kids, and, you know, I can't...
Where was that at?
That was in Philadelphia. Whoa. Yeah. So just stay safe. That's all I was going to tell you, you know. It's kind of like there, and just stay safe from the federal government, too, because... the first violence on January 6th of the barriers going down and Ray Up starting it, I was there, I filmed it.
Anyway, they and then he will occasionally also upload videos of himself sounding somewhat... So the reason people, before I skip this to the next one, the reason people said he sounds a little inebriated is because he sounds really hoarse and he's just making these like very unhinged claims like, oh yeah, man, I was there and they had a gun to my head and, you know, they shot somebody in the stomach in front of me and I had to get, like, facial reconstruction surgery. So, like, be careful, man. So here's another video that he uploaded. He's in a hotel that got flooded, I suppose. Which can happen, you know, places flood. Places that are poorly maintained, they can flood. But for whatever reason, this, like, truly befuddles him that a place is flooded. He's, like, completely confused by the concept of water dripping from a ceiling.
No one believes me that my life doesn't make any sense right now, but this is the way back to my hotel room, and it doesn't make any sense. I now have to leave my hotel room because of a flood. This is very weird. But what's going on here, okay? It's very bizarre. So there's
a pipe burst. It's not that bizarre. It happens. Like, I remember when I still lived in Turkey, like, our upstairs neighbor had a thing burst and our apartment flooded. It happens. It's not that bizarre. It's not an alien abduction. It's a pipe. Pipes sometimes burst.
Water moving here. Okay, cool. Won't walk in that. My feet are wet. And then we got some flooding, I guess. Okay, it's falling.
Flooding, I guess? Good guess. I am probably, but yeah. I mean, it's either flooding or, I don't know, the ceiling is sweating. It's condensation. Nah, don't worry about it. It's raining indoors. That could be a possibility.
On me, but what even is going on, right? There's a...
I mean, I'm not trying to be salacious. He does sound high, right? It's like, dude, what's even happening, man? Like, wow, whoa, that's like why? Like, why would this be happening to me? Like, that's like, it's like the ceiling is like dripping. Like, what the hell?
Thing, okay. At least I can like take a seat and actually rest. But then I have some what? Some Diet Dr. Pepper? No one believes me that my life...
Okay, so that's a clip he uploads. Again, when was this from? This was also 3 days ago. So, people are like, dude, what is going on? Like, why do you sound high all of a sudden? Why are you all right, man? Are you okay? Yesterday, this was either yesterday or the day before, February 3rd, let's say. I don't exactly remember. I cannot look it up because he deleted the following tweet. So he tweeted 2 days ago, let's say. He tweets, I am a victim of serious targeted felony crimes. I am not suicidal. They have kidnapped my family. They have stolen my money. I will bring justice. I need the public to know. I am in Virginia. The government is aware. I believe the FBI is trying to destroy my life and kill me. The FBI run by Kash Patel and his alleged Mossad cutie pie girlfriend. Epstein-assigned girlfriend. I do not know where my wife and kids are, and I cannot get a hold of them. They are filed as missing persons. They have gone missing. Law enforcement confirms someone in my household set me up. They planted drugs and said I was a criminal. This will be a public trial by the FBI. Okay, now we're getting to the spicy stuff. Now we're getting into the schizo. They stole his family. His family is kidnapped. The FBI planted drugs. They are filed as missing persons. The FBI's after him, and turns out they stole his car. ? He says, this is after those tweets, by the way. He says, my stolen car was recovered by U.S. Customs. I am the victim of a serious set of felonies, including gun thefts. Someone from my, quote, inner circle is involved. This is an international probe. I don't know who I pissed off. I have evidence and will prosecute. I can't say anything else. And as you guys know, so this is the this is the photo he tweets after finding his car. This is, hey, my family's missing, but I got my car back. So, you know, he doesn't know where his wife and children are, but hey, I got my BMW back. Tits. Awesome. Thumbs up. So he gets a lot of shit on all of these tweets, right? The comment section is nothing but, dude, what the fuck? Are you on coke right now? What do you mean? Who kidnapped your wife? Where are they? You have to be high right now. So everybody's giving him shit. Everybody's like, dude, what the fuck? Like, why are you tweeting like 2 thumbs up about getting your car back? And he's like arguing with them back and forth too. Like all of it deleted now, but he was arguing with them saying, dude, don't fuck with me. I'm going through this. This isn't a joke. No, I'm not on cocaine. Fuck you. And people, again, they're like, if you're not on cocaine, I mean, like, why are you nonetheless still on Twitter right now arguing with us instead of looking for your wife and children? You do not sound like somebody who is missing his children, right? You would not be on X looking for people. I guess, sorry. I was looking for a pencil. So that happens. All right. Now we get back to Milo Yiannopoulos. Remember him? I mentioned him roughly an hour ago. Milo and who mentioned his blackmail SSD drive in the chat? Now we're getting back. Remember? I told you we were talking about it. Milo is the devil. I've learned from this. I need to close some of my tabs here. Close tabs to the right. Okay. Milo is Satan. Milo is the devil. But he is entertaining, damn it. I have to admit it, Milo is entertaining. So let's get to it. Milo, whoops, I closed it, didn't I? Tweets this. I am in touch with Elijah. I told him to get off the internet for a couple of weeks and go to rehab. It's better for everyone to just rip the band-aids off, so I'll share with you over the next few hours the info doing the rounds in private, or at least what I've been able to confirm. Oh, I forgot the music. A little bit of background music don't hurt. Still got that zesty side? Yeah, so again, this is punished Milo, okay? This is new Milo. This is Milo after getting canceled, after his whole, I'm a homosexual, I love black cock, I love going to campus and making fun of libtards. All of that is behind him now. Now he's trying to be like, I'm playing it straight, literally. I'm no longer sucking dick, but I'm still the catty gay inside me. I have all of this blackmail on you, so you better watch your step, dear. So he's back with all the juicy goss. So he's messaging Elijah. After Elijah is tweeting all of this nonsense about his family being missing, he's DMing Elijah. Milo says, I've seen a dossier someone put together. Everything is coming out. My advice is to check yourself into a facility sooner rather than later. I need to do the voice, don't I? There may be a life for you after this, but it's going to depend on being totally honest about all of the details, and it's going to require sympathy. As far as I can see, honey, drug addiction is the only card you have left to play. If I were you, I would go out of my way to be generous and decent with the wife and kids. This cross-filing in other states for divorce is insultingly childish and stupid. Observers will be asking, haven't you put the poor bitch through enough? The investors don't matter. If they met you and still wrote you a check, that's on them. I'm sure it will be a while before you are ready to start putting your life back together, but when you are, I will help you. I've been trying to signal to you for the past year or so to cut the bullshit and talk to me. I was hoping everybody could avoid this. You may wish to be offline for the next week or two. Elijah replies, what do you mean? Cease and desisting people right now. But I got my car back, so that's good. Yeah. Elijah keeping his eye on the ball here. He cares about what's important, damn it. You know, my wife is missing, but I can drive around and do donuts, so what the fuck do I need a bitch for? Children can always make more. Milo replies, are you stupid? What do you mean? Wait, just seeing the top of this. Hey man, I'm going through some tough things. Can you help me here? What dossier? Shot you a call. Milo says, your tweets have been so erratic and insane that people are asking if you killed your family, girlfriend. There's a dossier being circulated that reveals all the details about Rift's collapse. That's Elijah's network, remember. Your drinking/substance abuse, the affair with Sarah Stock, treatment of your wife, sexual habits and perversions, alleged prostitution, your wife filing for divorce, and then you filing back in a different state so you can make out that you dumped her. So, people found divorce filings of... So initially people thought that Elijah had just filed for divorce against his wife. Basically that week. So people looked into it, and turns out he did file for divorce, but only after his wife first filed divorce against him in the actual state that they live in, I think. So she left him, she files for divorce. She takes the kids and leaves him, right? She's, I don't know where the fuck she's, maybe at her mom's place or something. He does the whole, fuck you, you can't fire me, I quit. So he files for divorce in a different state against her, just so he can make it look like he's the one who dumped her. In the, like, pettiest move imaginable. Your fruity voice is almost natural, thank you. You know, I don't even have to try, if you really think about it. Milo, when you equip him to your team after defeating him as a boss battle. I know. Maybe he did kill his family? What the fuck is going on? I think they're just divorcing. So, Milo tweets the screenshot. Hold on, let me make sure I'm not skipping. To make it out that you dumped her, Milo continues, it is safe to assume that everything about your life is about to hit the internet. Start again... Capital I internet, by the way. Good for Milo. He knows how to spell proper nouns. Start again at the beginning of my text, now that you know this. You won't take it, but my very strong advice is that you get off the internet 2 weeks and check into rehab. And be very, very fucking nice to your wife. Whether or not you have a professional future at all depends on it. Nobody believes this horseshit you're posting about your car either. You got away with being a maniac for a while, but the bill is now due. You are a very poor liar. It is not your forte. You should find another profession. One in which you only need the truth. So Milo's calling him out in DMs. He's warning him. Listen, bitch. Go apologize to your wife and be super duper motherfucking nice to her. Because all of this information, someone's about to dump it. I've heard it. Milo's claiming, look, I've heard in private that there's a salacious dossier on you, some blackmail on you that's about to be released, so you better watch yourself. So, turns out that the person who was about to release the dossier on Elijah that Milo was warning him about was no other than Milo. So Milo says, let's start with Sarah Stock. Sarah Stock, as you might remember, just to go back real quick, let's not forget, Sarah Stock is the blonde tradwife cutie here that everybody lost their minds over for like, oh my god, she's owning this fucking Jew named Sam Cedar on the internet. What a tradwife, she's so cute. So Milo brings her up. I wonder why. What has Sarah Stock done with Elijah? So he's messaging Sarah now. This is a DM that Milo's sending to Sarah. So he's like DMing both of them, by the way. He's shit-talking Elijah in his DMs, and now he's messaging Sarah. If your husband doesn't know, now is the time. I understand that you won't see it like this for a long time, but as you can see from the above, it is better for everyone that things come out in one burst today instead of metastasizing over weeks. Don't let him find out from somebody else. He means himself. Milo's talking about himself. In February 2025, Sarah Stock and Elijah Schaffer began sleeping together. The affair ended on the day she got engaged. About 6 months later, in that time, they experienced multiple pregnancy scares. It is alleged by one former acquaintance that Sarah got at least one abortion. So spicy. You know why it's spicy? Because at the very beginning of this clip, they're literally arguing about abortion.
Nationalism would be a good alternative. What we're seeing right now is just
congratulations.
Yeah.
Will reproduce?
No, I don't think we need to mandate. We can just stop them from killing their kids.
You want to outlaw abortion?
Yes.
You want to outlaw abortion? Yes. And then here's Milo saying, it is alleged by one former acquaintance that Sarah got at least one abortion. So, it is alleged they're fucking. This is a great stream, Kaya. The tie back to the hook in the beginning is Chef's Kiss. Ooh, it's only getting better. It's only getting better. Stock and Schaffer had sex on the day they met at the CPAC conference, and recordings of Stock confessing the affair, she claims large amounts of alcohol were involved. They told each other they loved one another. Elijah told her he was thinking of leaving his wife for her. Stock's husband has met Schaffer many times but did not know about their sexual relationship when he proposed. In this recording, Stock can be heard admitting to the affair, adding that she does not plan to tell her husband about it. This is fucking insane. Milo brought, he's not just fucking spreading gossip, he brought a secret recording of Sarah Stock admitting to the affair with a transcript. All right, we're gonna listen to the recording now.
Between us, but even that was like not like, I don't know, I felt like it was like he got me like very intoxicated. Like I don't even like remember most of it, and I was even like thinking back because it was like at CPAC the 2 nights.
So she's claiming that I don't even remember most of it, fuck, because he got me really intoxicated.
You're there, and
he being Elijah Schaffer.
And the second night, I was like breaking out in like a rash, and so he's like, "Oh, like get some Benadryl, it'll help with the rash." And like now I'm thinking back, and it's like that's probably why I like blacked out, because he like intentionally gave me Benadryl and like fed me a bunch of shots and stuff. And like obviously it's like stupid on my part, to like go along with that, you know.
I don't know what's on Benadryl. Isn't Benadryl topical? I didn't even know that you can take like a Benadryl and like orally and have it help your itch. Oh, it's allergy. I'm stupid. Okay, that makes more sense. Benadryl, I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's one of those drugs that you don't mix with alcohol. If you turn the box around, it literally says, do not mix this, because it has acetaminophen, I'm pretty sure, like Tylenol, or some Tylenol-like drug, basically, that does make you woozy. You're not supposed to mix it with anything else, is the point.
But at the same time, it's like, he obviously, like, knew what he was doing.
So he had it in his mind. Benadryl, what? Like, does that just make it increases like the toxicity or something? Like, gets you.
I don't know who the person is talking here, but it's clear that this is a phone call that she's having with somebody that she trusts. But on his end, whoever this guy is, maybe one of her friends or colleagues, he's recording the phone call, so you can hear from the quality of her voice there. He's directly recording with a second phone, I guess. He's recording her on his phone, and he's recording himself as well in his own room.
Really
like mixing like a drug like that with alcohol.
And she's confiding in him.
When was what was this, CPAC?
That was when I very first met him in February.
Where was CPAC? I don't even remember this.
In DC.
Oh, that was in DC. Oh, I got you. Yeah. Benadryl for a breakout.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's crazy. Yeah, he. I know how.
Once again, like I'm saying, like I'm not saying I don't like have any fault in that. Like it definitely like ate
The
me
one
up
drug you checked out on the sub.
like, a
Oh,
long
right,
time.
right.
Yeah.
I feel
Benny
very bad
Maxing
about
or
it
whatever the
still.
subreddit was. I
Yeah.
remember.
But yeah.
Damn. Yeah,
Why
that's-
record her so the rest of us on the internet can laugh at it, my friends? As I said, Milo is Satan. Somehow this woman had an affair and one of her close confidants recorded her confiding in him, and now somehow that video ended up in Milo's lap, which he shared with the rest of us for our benefit.
It's tough, and I mean, I don't know how you feel about the guy now, but it's like, it's probably worse that you like, the more that you learn about him and know who he
Milo's
really is, it
gay
probably makes
joke.
the whole thing worse a little bit.
He is. He just wants to watch the world burn in a gay way. He wants the
What
world
is-
burning in rainbow fire.
I get you. I totally get you. What did he say about his family? Like, because obviously he has like a family and kids. What was his excuse with that though? Like, how would he justify that?
He was like, oh, my wife doesn't care. She lets me run free or whatever. She doesn't care as long as, because I like take such good care of her, and she just lets me be a man and like do what I want and blah blah blah. Like,
Really?
he was like saying that stuff. Yeah.
My wife lets me run free and let me have my fun, and I take care of her and she's fine with it. She's divorcing him, so I'm gonna say she was probably, turns out she was not fine with it.
Says like the wife doesn't care. Wow.
Yeah.
This guy sounds mildly
So he has an
Australian.
open relationship, huh? That's crazy.
Which, I mean,
Did you ever question that, or like?
I was like, that's definitely not, like, I like realized that's not true.
Right.
But also, like, at the time, like, it seemed like, I don't know, just like the way he acted and everyone acted around him and the things he would say around girls, it almost like seemed like that was true. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
and like obviously, like,
Him being gay has to be the reason he's able to get this info. I don't know how to explain. Yeah, maybe. I mean, the one explanation would be Milo's just everybody's gay bestie, right?
deeply regret that, but
He's
also
the gossip
like,
girl.
I'm not a slut. Like, I mean, that's like a horrible.
Yeah.
And like obviously, like, I deeply regret that, but also like I'm not a slut. Like, I mean, that's like a horrible
I'm not a
thing, but it's
slut.
not like
I just got drunk and fucked a guy I didn't know day one, the day I met him.
sleeping around or have been. So
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to defend yourself.
it's
I mean,
kind of, yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like, it's kind of just like not even true for like anyone who knows me. So
yeah, I mean, you just had a fling with Elijah, and that's, I don't know. I guess he got upset about it. He's just exaggerating. Yeah. I mean, did you? I guess you're not gonna tell anyone, huh? Or I guess I was gonna ask, like, would you tell your husband? I guess this is before your husband, right?
yeah, no, we weren't engaged,
Oh, okay.
but no, I'm not telling anyone.
Yeah.
So the affair started when she was still dating her then boyfriend. She allegedly broke the affair off and stopped sleeping with Elijah the day that her boyfriend proposed to her and they became fiancés. And up until that point, here's a clip from that whatever podcast that always has their fucking clips spammed everywhere. She claimed to be a
Hi, I'm Sarah
virgin.
Stock. I'm 20. I'm from Newport Beach. I'm single. I've never had a long, serious
Oh, that must have been before her breakouts, basically, before the Jubilee thing.
relationship or anything. I've had like 2 pretty short relationships and a lot of first dates kind of thing.
How many first dates would you say you've had?
No idea, to be honest.
More than 10, more than 20, more than 30?
I don't know. Probably around 20 over my life.
Okay. What's the longest period of time that you've dated a guy?
Like 2.5, 3 months, I think.
Would you call it a situationship?
No.
Have you ever called somebody your boyfriend?
Yeah.
You're also religious, correct?
Yeah, I'm a Christian.
Are you waiting until marriage?
Yep.
Have you always waited till marriage?
Yes.
You both are virgins, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's not a very confident yes, but anyway, she says, I'm a virgin. I'm saving myself for marriage. And, oof, this is very uncomfortable. Here's a photo of her wedding day with her hubby. They are getting blessed by the Pope. This is after she slept with Elijah while high out of her mind on Benadryl and alcohol. And she had a whole affair with him. The husband never knew. While they were getting married and getting blessed by the Pope, this supposed virgin here. Now, this is already pretty bad, huh? This is pretty... Dude's a real-life little finger. You shouldn't trust him, but people still do. Well, it only gets worse. Let's get back to it. So, that is the hidden recording number 1. Sarah Stock alleges that Schaffer, quote, got me like very intoxicated, and that she does not remember all the events of the evening. She adds that he gave her Benadryl, ostensibly for a rash, but perhaps also to get her further intoxicated. She drank like, quote, a bunch of shots and, quote, blacked out. Schaffer constantly questioned Stock's faith at the same time as, or so several former employees allege, masquerading as an Orthodox Christian himself, wearing oversized religious jewelry. When he met Stock's husband, Schaffer kissed him on the forehead in the manner of a priest. Elijah Schaffer's affair with Sarah Stock will come as a surprise to some observers, many of whom are convinced that Schaffer is, or at least was, gay. Others regard him as a cookie-cutter drunk and womanizer. Both groups are correct. Schaffer says he had a twink face. Milo is such a shit stirrer. Schaffer says he had a, quote, twink phase before he got married. A twink is a slender young homosexual male who enjoys being aggressively anally penetrated by an older, active, usually more muscular partner. This period seems to coincide with Schaffer's time as a youth pastor. You can take the man out of the gay lifestyle, but you cannot take the catty gay out of the man. This is incredibly fucking catty. I swear to God, I was hooked on this while I was on the toilet. Like, what the fuck, Milo? Like, way to endear himself way back into all of our hearts. This fucking weirdo creep who was banished from polite society and the internet, and even like his closest friends were like, okay, you're like too gross even for me to hang out with, and now he's back with the cattiest fucking gossip talking about this. Despite his own past, one of Schaffer's favorite subjects is Nick Fuentes' homosexuality, a subject Schaffer returns to again and again, according to Sarah Stock, who comments in his second recording on, quote, how much shit Elijah talks about Fuentes in private. So this is from the same hidden recording. We don't have to watch all of it because it's like 6.5 minutes, but this is where Sarah is recalling... Sarah Stock is recalling how much Elijah is just obsessed with Nick Fuentes.
Nick for clout while bringing on one of his enemies or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Beardson did a little bit of a stream and talked a lot of shit about Elijah for saying like, oh, like I feel like he's constantly like subtweeting the Groypers and like trying to talk shit about Groypers without saying anything directly. But it's like kind of weird because even Beardson was like, yeah, and like I like Elijah though. Like I don't have a reason to like dislike him, but like this needs to stop. Like it's cringe. I don't know. He was kind of like in the middle like that. So but Beardson didn't even have like any of the examples where Elijah said like so much worse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he wasn't even aware of us.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, if even Beardson did a whole stream about this, he didn't seem to like. He barely knew anything about it. So I just kind of feel like, you know, gay or whatever. But he has his own things. Just like he's like totally said that before.
Huh. Because I'm saying like those things make me. I don't want to believe Nick's gay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know how I feel.
Okay, I should have written time codes down for this. I don't want to just listen for nothing, just in case something is said. Basically, the gist of this clip is, I apologize I didn't have time codes there. I figured I could just let it play, but she goes on and on about how Elijah will randomly burst into rants about Nick Fuentes and how Nick Fuentes, yeah, he's more famous than me, but I know how to run a company better than Nick does. Nick Fuentes doesn't know shit about running a company. He's a fucking dweeb. Such and such, and apparently he was just really obsessed with Nick Fuentes being homosexual secretly. Anyway, Milo continues. By the way, I've confirmed that Schaffer's wife and children are safe. There are too many examples of outrageous hypocrisy to list, but here's the kind of thing Stock was posting online while she was near weekly and for 6 months cheating on her boyfriend with Elijah Schaffer. It is not known whether she insisted her husband wait for marriage. And she's tweeting, I'm officially Catholic. Ave Christus Rex. And I guess she got like converted or baptized and whatnot. After February, this is in April, by the way. So yeah, this is already after she was knee deep, or rather, I suppose Elijah was knee deep on her. Actually, that's not quite true. We do know she made him wait. She did, because Sarah Stock's husband believed he was marrying a virgin. That's what she told him, or at least allowed him to believe. What we don't know is how she explained not being intact on the big night. Vigorous horse riding has been known to claim the hymeneal integrity of teen girls, though this is less common than women like to suggest. Elijah Schaffer's drinking... He's such a fucking asshole. Vigorous horse riding. He's such a catty fucking gay. One catty gay covering for another. Guys, be like, I'm fighting demons, and the demons they're fighting are bisexuality. I know. This is like an episode of a sitcom where all the classic characters come back for a reunion special. I know, and all the plot lines. This is like Breaking Bad's Ozymandias episode where they like resolve all of the plot lines being set up since the pilot. Anyway, Milo, for no fucking reason, brings up that, maybe Sarah Stock could lie about it. I rode a horse too vigorously. And that's what popped my hymen, dear Catholic hubby. I did not lie to you, no. No, I would never. Milo continues. Elijah Schaffer's drinking, drug-taking, and extramarital affairs have been relentless for the duration of his marriage, a union hastily arranged once he decided to pursue a conservative media career. One thing hasn't changed from Schaffer's days as a youth pastor. He still likes things shoved up his bum. His fetish for, quote, pegging is sufficiently well known that it has been disclosed repeatedly, including by influencer Brittany Venti. Schaffer owns an... I'm having a stroke, sorry. Schaffer owns an own electric dildo, which he has taken with him on vacations to El Salvador and other places. On these trips he hires and brags about hiring female prostitutes, but spends much of their time together being anally, mechanically penetrated by the hookers. I fucking love Milo just painting the picture. What the fuck is going on, LMAO? Schaffer is on a cocktail of both illegal and prescription drugs, including peptides and accelerants. He has been, quote, blacking out from excessive alcohol consumption in combination with these chemicals multiple days per week for years, as he confesses in this third recording. So Milo, out of fucking nowhere, Milo also has hidden recordings on Elijah Schaffer. He is Satan.
And I'll just say this.
This is Elijah talking now.
And I'll just say this. I can't make you admit anything, say anything, but I will admit that I am playing a role in this, and that I am that it is immature, and that it should be dealt with differently. And I will also admit, outside of work, that my personal life, I'm having a hard time. And I'm trying to like figure it out. But obviously, I am stressed, and I'm not dealing with it the way I should be, and I'm not. And it's not always that I'm up till 12. Like, oftentimes, it's the same thing. If I don't drink, then I can't sleep. I can't sleep more than an hour. I'm tossing. I fall asleep at 6, and it's like, it may look like I was drinking the same thing or not. Do I drink sometimes? Yeah, and too much? Absolutely. I consider myself more of like having a binge problem. Or even if it is only a couple times in a week, it's like, yeah, I'll black out or whatever, and so that is problematic.
and I'll just say I'm going to admit.
So this is classic alcoholic talk, by the way, is, I don't know if I have a problem. I just binge sometimes. Like, it's not that much, but also I cannot sleep unless I drink until I black out. Dead giveaway, you need help. Like, yeah, you shouldn't be going, oh, well, I have to drink until I black out or whatever. Like, it's just, is it too much sometimes? Yeah, but like, no, that's just called alcoholism. Like, you shouldn't need a drug. You shouldn't need to down alcohol or anything to fall asleep most nights. Thank you, Chungle Bleb, for subscribing with Prime. And thank you, Sky Eyes, also for subscribing. 7 months. That's a big boy subscription. Thank you to both of you. I appreciate it. I guess you guys like the gay drama, the gay goss. It's gay goss hours. So I don't know who's recording this again. The other person on the phone doesn't even speak. I don't know, maybe if it's the same person that also recorded Sarah. Milo continues. Out of respect for Schaffer's soon-to-be ex-wife and for the sake of his children, I'm not reproducing messages between the Schaffers. Suffice it to say that Elijah's conduct as a husband and father has been derelict, frightening, and neglectful in the extreme, girlfriend. After years of infidelity, insensible drunken rants, abuse, and even being falsely implicated in felonies, Schaffer's wife filed for divorce in Texas in January. This year, by the way. Worried about his manly public image, Schaffer filed in Florida so he could pretend he had instigated the divorce. And then people found the divorce filings, which are all public because America, unfortunately, doesn't have any privacy laws. Schaffer faces a messy divorce, made more difficult because he's flat broke. He raised money for a new endeavor, Rift TV, at a $5 million valuation, including one investment of over $250,000, but that money's already gone, poof, as are the staff. Rift TV is insolvent, heading for bankruptcy. As I write to you, dozens of stories about his private modus operandi are flooding in. They are all the same. Aggressive sexual assault, profligate spending, vast quantities of drugs and alcohol, and at the end of the night, a foreign object, in Elijah Schaffer's rectal canal. He just had to throw that one in. And he's getting mails. Okay, Milo's getting emails now. Or sorry, DMs. I barely go on Twitch, but I listen to the podcast. Well, hello. You are a rare tuner inner then. I hope you're enjoying this so far. Let me see at the chat here. I drink and don't black out. I'd be a vomit sprinkler before getting neuralized. Blacking out sounds like an allergy or something. Well, you can definitely drink enough to black out, but it's like I party too hard with my friends kind of thing. It's not like you're not meant to be blacking out from alcohol just being at home alone, right? I lie awake at home almost every night. I will lie next to my wife and on my fucking laptop and I'll just whatever. Do autistic Kaya things like programming and just browsing lolcow information like this or reading Wikipedia and whatnot. It's like, it's not healthy for you to be needing that much, I guess, alcohol in your life that you're like, oh yeah, it's not that often. I just binge a lot. Okay, so here's a random woman, I think, messaging Milo, says, here's my hashtag Elijah2 story. After an event we hosted with Elijah, he went out drinking with attendees. He flirted with college girls the entire time and only took a brief break to FaceTime his wife. He was very drunk. The next day, one girl from that night told me that Elijah had put his hands in her pants when she told him no multiple times. He also tried to make her touch him. After she pushed back and told him no multiple times, he eventually stopped. She didn't want me to make a big deal out of it, but I was pretty upset and stopped working with Elijah. Elijah claimed he did, quote, coke on a bong. I have no clue if that is even possible. And at one of the dive bars, I saw him go into a bathroom with literally 10 college girls who were doing coke. So he's a party animal. His wife is at home. His wife and children who... Did I have a photo of them? Hold on. Elijah Schaffer. Because people were sharing images of like his family, which I don't want to. This isn't a dunk on her. It's more of a. I just wanted to show it in terms of to really convey what a piece of shit he is. There was a photo specifically that Like, okay, this is like multiple levels of. So this is her with their baby. This is what he abandons, okay, to do coke. It's just a wife, a pretty wife with a child and a beautiful dinner table at home waiting for him, which he tweeted in, or sorry, I guess this is Instagram. He posted this in 2023. He says, that's his wife. Kez completed her afternoon tea setup for her mom and sister. She's so proud and did it all with a baby strapped to her chest. Love these two so much. As he's just philandering around, by the way, he posts that. Milo continues, later today, I'll share what it was like to work for Rift TV and the vindictive ways Schaffer retaliated against those who either tried to help him or who spoke out against the workplace he made them endure. Oh, and that BMW? He left it unlocked with the keys inside. More soon. So he drops this fucking nuke on him. Good night, Andre. Padilla. Hope you eat tight. So, he drops this, okay? Nukes Elijah from fucking orbits, just completely throws the right-wing Twitter sphere into a disarray. Everybody's like, whoa, what the fuck? Sarah Stock's a whore. Elijah's a whore. They're both whores. They're both like, how could you possibly look your spouse in the eye? How is she ever going to look her husband in the eyes again? How is he ever going to look anybody in the eyes again? Well, turns out Elijah's actually kind of shameless. So here's how Sarah reacted. She deleted her account. It's completely gone now. She nuked her account. I think before nuking it, she made like a tweet saying, oh, you guys don't know anything about my life. And then she nukes her account. And she disabled all of her socials. I think she also had like an Instagram. She took it down. Here's Elijah. He has tweeted since. He's tweeted today. It's my story to tell. Thank you at Myron Gaines. I've been seeing this guy everywhere, by the way. I have no fucking idea who Myron Gaines is or where he came from. He's all of a sudden, he's everywhere. Thank you, Myron Gaines. Thank you, Nick Fuentes. Thank you, Real Alex Jones. Thank you, Gavin McInnes. Thank you, Lisa Elizabeth. Real ones. I got mad aura. Be mad. They will not get away with this. I'm not fucking leaving. Game on. And then he posted a photo of himself in the Matrix. I didn't Photoshop this. This is on his account. This is his real account, verified on Twitter. I didn't fall for a troll account. This is his actual account. I double checked. It's really him. So he tweets himself in the Matrix. After, by a reminder, again, this is a day after his like super fucking janked out crash out where he claimed, I'm not suicidal, they kidnapped my family and whatnot. So next day he's back and he continues, thank you, Nero. That's Milo. Thank you, Milo, for making me famous. You fucking snake bitch. Blood is in the water and I fucking hate sharks. I have a dick and it works. Everyone can go cry about it. I'm taking applications for podcast appearances. I'll release the info they are shopping about me myself. And Milo replies, 0 days since seeing cringe. Yeah. This is gayer than the gay blackmailer. I thought Alpha's escaped the Matrix. Yeah, maybe he still has to get out. He's in the process of hacking the Matrix and getting out. Milo replied saying, not the slightest care about any of the lives you've wrecked. Just straight back to your bullshit. And then there's Nick Fuentes. And the replies, okay, this is tough. I can't even lie. And keep in mind, like, Elijah is apparently very pettily. He doesn't seem to like Nick Fuentes, but here's Nick saying, oh, this is cool, actually. I tangentially have heard of Mersh. He says, you're doing great, Kang. Let me see. I thought there was another tweet. Oh, no, okay, he makes that tweet. Okay, he hits back at Milo. He says, fuck you, you're a fucking snake. He kind of gets his metaphors mixed up here, because his analogies, because he calls Milo a fucking snake, and then he also calls him a shark. So it's unclear if Milo is a snake or a shark. I prefer snake. He really is a gay little snake, but it's very endearing. The drama. So that's it so far. That's it for today. Just kidding. Actually, Milo has another recording because he is a fucking demon. He has a recording of Elijah talking to his wife. He's the devil. He's the devil. Milo is the fucking devil. Here is 3 minutes of Elijah Schaffer janked out of his fucking mind, ranting at his wife. And let me make sure I crank this up. For you all. This is going to be slightly uncomfortable. Why is this not full screening? Apologies. Please hold. Okay, whatever.
Dumb bitch. Please. I'm trying to... Like, god damn it. Being such a fucking whore. I'm like, literally like, oh, hey. You know what? You had a couple beers. Oh, why do you lie to me? Why do you lie to me? You know why? Because you're a fucking whore and you're a bitch. And you need to shut the fuck up. How about that? Because when I talk to you the truth, you become a fucking whore. And I don't want to be around you. Oh, I'm not a whore. Yeah, maybe you're not. You act like one. How about that? Oh, well, you want to show yourself to me? Yeah. How about this? I can handle your shit. Fucking divorce me. Take my son. Do what the fuck you want. How about this? Shut the fuck up, because I'm your husband, and I'm trying to support you and be your husband. Well, you had a couple of beers with someone. Oh, god damn it. Oh, I hope you die. I hope you die and successfully. Oh my god, your husband had some beers. I hope you die in peace. Oh my god, you have fake problems. You have fake problems. You're a fake complainer. You have fake problems.
In case you're confused, as I was the first time listening to this, his wife doesn't talk in this video at all. You do not hear her at all. He is doing an impression of her, and he is monologuing a dialogue. He's reenacted. He's like doing a "you're my wife and you talk stupid." Oh my god, I hate you, Elijah. I hate how much you drink, Elijah. So he's doing a wife voice and arguing with the voices that he's doing, completely one-sided. She's just in the corner recording this on her phone, presumably. And in case you don't know what the fuck is happening, why this is happening, this is such a bizarre... This is what happens when, like, a man is just so fucking high out of his mind on some drug that makes him angry. Like, I don't know if this is alcohol alone or if he's mixing it with something. But this is where, if she did say anything, if she even said, "I'm sorry," there is a very good chance, like a non-zero chance, that he would fucking snap and brutalize her. This is the moment where, like, somebody is so fucking mad that they're just on a rant. They're just stuck ranting in their own world. It's not even about you anymore. It's just like spewing fucking hatred. Where if she even like meekly said, "I'm so sorry," it wouldn't like work. It wouldn't work to even apologize to him, to appease him, to in an attempt to calm him down. Like, I'll just tell him whatever he wants to hear. You might think that might work, but no, because that would just remind him that you're even there still. That would just like a pit bull. He'd be like, "You're still here, fucking bitch," and like go after her. So all you can do in this situation as like a woman, especially, is just keep quiet and hope he just fucking gets it out of his system and calms the fuck down as he's ranting, just ranting and doing stupid fucking voices and ranting and vomiting his anger. So that's what's going on here. In case, like me, you're confused, like, why is he doing her part of the conversation?
Your husband loves you. He works for you. He does everything. Oh my god, but you know, I have asked. Could you just be honest with me for one moment? Oh my god, what did I do? Was honest with you. Do you know what I got in return, being honest? This shit. So fuck you. Honestly, from my bottom of my heart, fuck you, you bitch. I fucking will never be honest with you. You're a fucking ungrateful bitch. So fuck you. You don't deserve any honesty. Oh, I just really want you to be honest with me. I want you to just please. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. You had a couple beers. You tell me in past life. Oh my god, you're such a fucking lie. Oh, you suffer with lying. You suffer with lying, you bitch. You suffer with lying. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Fuck you, honestly, just fuck.
This is so fucking schizo, bro. Like, this is genuinely, like, I've been angry. We've all been angry in our lives, right? Once in a while, you have a huge arguments, even with people that you love. Once in a while, you have a big argument with your wife, your husband, your girlfriend, boyfriend, your best friend, anybody in your life. I've never like just sat there for 3 fucking minutes doing like an impression of their voice while they sit in the corner, terrified of me that I'm going to snap and murder them. Just like not even getting tired himself. Like you can tell he's on something that gives him energy, which initially, if you down a lot of alcohol, it kind of does perk you up. Like, I don't exactly know how, like, the chemicals work. I guess also he's on uppers, I guess. Right? He's on uppers too. Whatever the fuck he's doing, like coke and alcohol and everything combined, and he's just ranting without getting tired doing her voice. He doesn't even realize that she hasn't spoken for minutes at a time. It's just been him spewing.
You're such a fucking stupid cunt. You're just like, oh, well, you had a couple beers. I just wish you told me the truth. No, you don't, you bitch. You have no.
This guy isn't getting custody, you think? Kaya's girly. No, I'm not. Stop it. Can you get more channel point rewards? You know what? I'll note that down. You're right. I will. Add more channel point rewards. I'm also going to get on getting, like, emojis and all that.
No desire for that. It makes me so angry. It makes me so angry every time I listen to your stupid fucking shit. It makes me so angry.
Again, scary. Like, especially when the person is ranting about, oh, you make me so fucking angry. You make me so fucking angry. All this woman can do in that situation, like, regardless of what led up to this, by the way, like, it doesn't even matter if you could argue, well, we don't know his side of the story. We don't know how she is in the marriage. You know, maybe she ticked him off or whatever. Maybe, possibly. We don't know the inner workings of their marriage. But in this moment, regardless of any context, if this woman opened her mouth right then, again, I'm repeating myself, but even if she, like, apologized and groveled for mercy, there's a good chance he might smack the shit out of her.
You know what? It's just... it makes me so angry I listen to your shit. I'm so angry I even, like, listened to you for 10 minutes. You just lie to me through your teeth, and you go, when you lie to me, you lie to me too. You're a liar. You're a fucking liar. And you go, when you lie to me, you're a liar. I hate you. You're like, you're a fucking lying bitch too. So fuck you. I'm done with this. You know what? It's just like, it's just retarded. I won't be honest with you. I don't know why there's an issue tonight. You know, my dad sucks. I'm sorry, my dad sucks.
Oof. That is rough. That is rough. But Milo, I would say that is Alright, so that is the last I've kept up with. And he's been tweeting basically that everybody encouraging Elijah Schaffer is a scumbag and that they shouldn't. Who hasn't had sex with Elijah at this point, and it's a photo of Nick Fuentes with Elijah. I guess they are buddy-buddy now. Let me see if Elijah said anything since. Where's his account? What's done in darkness will be shown in the light. I honestly gave my life to God a few months ago. We've all done things we know we shouldn't be doing. Publicly stone me. You won't make me hate myself for what I repented of. Expose it all. It's healing to me. Post my dick even. Okay, you can't say I repented for what I've done and then still, like, you were high up until 3 days ago. Presumably you didn't repent of that. You're still doing it. He gave his life to the drink. Yeah. Milo and his Light Yagami arc. Yeah. I'm being cancelled by a gay Jew for being straight. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. Oh, God, I hate that fucking cliche so much. Every goddamn dork says it. I think I've heard this line like a minimum of 90 fucking times from fucking Ben Shapiro. Every time somebody uses this phrase, it's like, oh, okay, you're a weasel. I won't let these people blackmailing me during my FBI lawsuits have any more power over me. By the way, he really is getting sued, I think, by the FBI again by Kash Patel's girlfriend. They already threatened enough. I don't negotiate with terrorists. God be my judge. God loves adulterers, bro. God loves janked out adulterers who get fucking high out of their minds and rant at their wives about how much they fucking hate their wives and, oh, Sarah is here. All right, let's see. Let's read some. Holy fuck, it's almost been 2 hours. I genuinely didn't think this topic would take up the entire stream. I still had some other ancillary topics, but hey. That was fun, wasn't it? How have I never heard of this guy? I mean, if you don't keep up with like influencer spheres, especially like right-wing conservative stuff, it's very easy to miss this. I knew the name Elijah Schaffer, and I knew the name Sydney Watson, and I knew that they were at Blaze TV. I hadn't kept up since. I had to do a bunch of catching up to get the backstory of what they've each been up to, or what Elijah has been up to. And this is it. And here I guess Matt Walsh was talking about him. Conservative influencer cheating scandal. Was the manosphere right along? What has he said about it? Matt Walsh. Actually, you know what? I don't feel like watching this fucking show and scrubbing through. Never mind. Redditor phrase. Gay Jew, LOL. The girl he had an affair with supposedly he had abortions, so they could be the same. They should be the same person. Elijah is not that big outside of the conservative sphere. Yeah, I have my own rabbit holes I go down. First time hearing this. Stream for a little longer, bro, please. No, keep going. Well, let me see what I have left. That was pretty much the biggest one. My most fun one. Well, speaking of drugs, I was going to give you guys a Ye update. Ye. Kanye. Last week, I think it was last week, we talked about how he apologized in the New York Times. I think he took out like a full-page ad, right? Apologizing to all of the world Jews, saying, I'm so sorry for being anti-Semitic. I'm insane, I'm bipolar. I was off my medication, but I'm sane and happy now. I'm back, I'm grounded, I'm healthy. And here's what a healthy Kanye looks like, apparently. Watch that body language. They got him on the good stuff. You know, careful viewers may recognize this as the Biden walk, this unsteady, small steps, geriatric, small, like slow walk, sort of like I'm trying not to fall over. It's like I'm basically moving through quicksand. It's like I'm walking like I'm underwater. They medicated the shit out of him. Which reminded me, when he was initially losing his mind, even before the, around the time when he went on Alex Jones's show to yell about the net and the Yoo-hoo, he was talking about somebody called Harley Pasternak, his personal trainer, and how Harley was threatening him. Do you guys remember this tweet that Ye made a couple of years ago? What should be obvious by now is that I was raised to stand for my truth regardless of the consequences. So I will say this again, I was mentally misdiagnosed and nearly drugged out of my mind to make me a manageable, well-behaved celebrity. So his handler was messaging him saying, I'm going to help you one of a couple ways. First, you and I sit down and have a loving and open conversation, but you don't use cuss words and everything that is discussed is based in fact and not some crazy stuff that dumb friend of yours told you or you saw in a tweet. Second option, I have you institutionalized again where they medicate the crap out of you and you go back to zombie land forever. Playdate with the kids just won't be the same. I think Harley made good on his threats here. I think Harley sent him back to fucking zombie land. He must be getting old. He's not that old. Like, abundance is right. Let's see. I don't know how old he is. 48. He's not even 50. He's not old at all. He should not be moving like Biden. He should not be moving like an 80-year-old senile man. Like, this is medication. This is not... This guy was like all, bobbing and weaving and shit. He was moving fast and talking fast and stuff. This is not normal. It's kind of sad. I miss insane Kanye. That's the Kanye update. Let's see. What okay, you know what? This can be our last topic. I found this a little silly here. Okay, so here's a news article. A news segment. I'm curious how you guys are going to feel about this.
A Palmyra middle school teacher is arrested on suspicion of having an inappropriate relationship with a former student. There was a letter sent to families in the district. It says Cody Pester was taken into custody Monday and has been placed on suspension. Pester's also been removed from all extracurricular activities. Lancaster County Sheriff's Office says they will share more details about the arrest this morning. Students in the district will be able to speak with counselors at the school. Parents who have questions or concerns are asked to reach out to the school administration.
Okay, so this fucking hideous pedophile has an inappropriate relationship with a student of his. Except... So let's read the actual story, shall we? Teacher 26 faces 20 years behind bars for dating high school graduate 18. A Nebraska teacher and wrestling coach could be thrown in prison for up to 20 years for allegedly dating a former student after she graduated. Cody Pester, unfortunate name, 26, who taught sixth grade at Palmyra Junior Senior High School, was arrested late last month after an investigation by the Lancaster County Sheriff's Office uncovered the relationship. Police said that Pester, unfortunate name, and the then 18-year-old began exchanging text messages the day she graduated, May 10th, 2025. Cops claim Pester, unfortunate name, and the unidentified teen exchanged about 13,000 text messages from the day she graduated, August 8th. The pair is believed to have met previously at a sporting event per KOLN. By July 18th, the relationship allegedly turned sexual. Chief Deputy Ben Hutchins said during a press conference, authorities said Peter waived his Fifth Amendment rights upon his arrest and admitted that they had sex about 6 times that month. Although the graduate was not a minor, teachers are not allowed to have intimate relationships with students within 90 days of their graduation under the state law. So you're a pedophile now if you fuck an 18-year-old. So I was wondering, what the fuck? How is this? Why would you even face 20 years if you're having sex with? So let's review. She apparently, by the way, she was not in his class. They met at a sporting event, so not in class. They began exchanging text messages when she then already 18 years old. She was already 18 years old, and completely consensual. Again, they didn't even know each other, so he didn't groom her. The issue seems to be, according to Nebraska law, you cannot date a minor. Teachers are not allowed to have an intimate relationship with students within 90 days of their graduation under state law. And apparently this guy was at day 75. So he basically missed if he had waited like 2 more weeks, he would have been off scot-free. He would have been safe. But now he faces up to 20 years, which is fucking insane. I just found this very, very interesting because the news, again, in the news segment here, they don't mention that at all. They just say inappropriate relationship plastering this man's face on national television.
Pester was taken into custody Monday and has been placed on suspension. Pester's also been removed from all extracurricular activities. Lancaster County Sheriff's Office says they will share more details about the arrest this morning. Students in the district will be able to speak with counselors at the school. Parents who have questions or concerns.
Students will be able to talk to a counselor. Do you really need a counselor because you're like one of the people going to your school is an adult, probably already had boyfriends and had a sex life? She, at 18, as a fully grown human, decided to have a relationship with another adult. I don't know. I'm all for protecting students, but this seems like one of those, we got this guy on a technicality. I kind of understand the 90-day rule too. Like, I kind of get it because, I suppose if you didn't have that rule, there would be a lot of men just flocking to be high school teachers, right? Because if they can just like, okay, I'm just going to be in class and groom all these 15, 16-year-olds into liking me over the course of 3 years, and then the day they graduate or on the day of their birthday, I'm just going to move in and I'm going to swoop in and say, hey, I always liked you, by the way. You want to grab some? You want to go to TGI Fridays? You want to go to Wendy's? You want to grab some Buffalo Wild Wings? Yeah, I have my own place and my own car. So I kind of get why the law is there, but also 20 years is a little excessive for having sex with an 18-year-old, isn't it? Just a week too soon. 2 weeks. 2 weeks too soon. Dude's life is over. No one's going to ask for details. That is the thing, too. Like, if he does get off, he should be able to sue this news network. And ironically, I mean, at least add the detail, right, that the girl was 18. They don't mention it at all. Holy fuck, you're old. I know. Well, I don't know if it doesn't exist anymore. I'm new in America. I didn't know it was an old thing. Fuck you, Drooby. I'm going to ask Milo to release information on you. I don't know. It doesn't even matter anymore because from now on, until the rest of time, anybody who types in Cody Pester, unfortunate name, into Google are going to see, was arrested for having an inappropriate relationship with a high school student. Everyone is always going to just know pedophile. His faces will always be associated with. They're just going to think, oh, he fucked a 13-year-old or something. Thankfully, he can't be put on a list because it was consensual and she was an adult. Do we know that, though? Because what if, according to this 90-day
Very funky
law...
stream AWAW lol.
Thank you, Maru, for the tip. Thank you, $10. I forgot I set the Indian voice. Oui. I'm going to pretend that's what Maru sounds like. Lol. 26 and 18, not even 3 months graduated is weird to me, but not 20 years worthy. Well, it's definitely, yeah, you wouldn't want this. As like the girl's dad, you'd be annoyed by this, right? You'd be like, no. I wouldn't allow this. I'd be like, no. I would be like, get the fuck out of my house right now before I beat the shit out of you. You're not dating my daughter. You're 26. Get somebody your own age. Fuck you. But also, like, you would say that because it's your daughter, but also, like, let's be real, 18 is not a child. We have to draw the line somewhere. We all know this, but 18 is not a fight. Like, putting an 18-year-old on the same level as an 8-year-old, acting like this guy is an act of danger to, like, little children is insane. It's obviously not the same thing. And people are saying the same thing. She was 18 years and 5 months and 22 days old, you sick fuck. Very amusing takes, Ariera. Women shouldn't be allowed to vote at 18 then, which I found humorous. She wasn't even a student anymore. Yep, short of legal retractions are unlikely from the news. Yeah. My relative was in an active shooter event in DC and never issued a retraction. Wait. Whoops. The news covered it as a real event in DC and never issued a retraction. Dude, the media's fucking evil. SVU meme. Oh, yeah. Being reasonable, definite life and experience gap, but there's limits. Of course there's limits. Yeah. Experience gaps, generally, yeah, it's, you know, why? I mean, it's not just that she's 18, like, whatever. Like I said, at 18, you can vote, you can join the army, you can drive, you can make decisions, you can take out loans. At 18, you are an adult. You're old enough to make your own decisions, and even though a lot of people will say, well, you know, she shouldn't make this decision, true, but you're old enough to make mistakes. At some point, you have to let people be, you know, cross the threshold into adulthood and make their mistakes. I've made mistakes, you've made mistakes, right? We can't bubble wrap 18-year-olds. At some point, you have to just let people be, okay, you're 18 now, you're going to make a dumbass fucking decision, but it's your decision nonetheless. You have to, it's part of learning. It's part of gaining that experience. It's making dumb fucking decisions. You should listen to your relatives and friends and father if they tell you, hey, this isn't a good idea. But nonetheless, at some point, you have to actually swim for yourself in this life. It's not just that she's 18, though. It's also, you know, okay, I understand why we have this law. I understand how it could be really fucking creepy. If she had been in his class, which, as far as I read, she wasn't. I could be wrong. Maybe she was in his class. And if she was, that would be weird. If he had known her since she was like 15 or... I don't even know how old you are when you first enter high school. Like 14? Probably? I don't know. Then yeah, that's weird. Yep, fully on you to take charge of your life. Gotta give people options and let them find out how to sink or swim. 14, 15? Okay. What did I miss? A lot. A lot of Milo. Do you think he will get off? It doesn't matter. I mean, this is the maximum, right? I really, 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 really doubt that any judge would be that fucking cruel and insane to actually give him the full sentence of a 20 fucking years. But it doesn't matter. Even if they let him go, this news report is now out there. Anybody that wants to fuck with him, he for the rest of his life, this is going to follow him around. It doesn't matter. Like, this isn't even like a rumor thing. Like, because you can try to ruin anybody's life by going on the internet and being like, haha, hey, this guy molested me when I was 12, and make like anonymous tweets or make anonymous fucking Kiwi Farms posts or spread rumors. But it's a whole different thing to actually have it reported by a news outlet. It's a whole different thing to actually have it be a criminal charge that anybody can FOIA now. Like, it's not just a rumor. You can actually look up, oh, he was taken into custody for an inappropriate relationship with his students. And 99% of people, they're never going to look past that. He's going to have to preemptively tell every woman he's ever with from now on, or risk her finding out secretly, because that's what chicks do, right? They Google your name to make sure you're not like a fucking serial killer. They always Google your name, and this is going to come up, and they're going to be like, hey, Cody, like, you did what with his students? And he's going to have to sit down and embarrassingly explain himself. It's fucked up. It just says she graduated high school and he's middle school teacher. The article clearly makes it look like he had an affair with a middle schooler, not an 18-year-old. He should sue the network. Did they actually investigate the situation or just shoot from the hip? No, I mean, it sounds like they investigated because, A, he turned himself in, as the thing says, and also he waived his Fifth Amendment rights, meaning it sounds like, by all accounts, he was open about everything. They know the amount of text messages exchanged. He even told them how many times they've had sex. It doesn't sound like either him or the girl were concealing anything. I would imagine that both of them were caught off guard by this, right? He's like, yeah, we had sex, but she's an adult. And she's like, yeah, we had sex, but like, I'm an adult. But yeah, he's still on the hook for a technicality, unfortunately. Yeah, he waived his Fifth Amendment rights and admitted they had sex. Which is a rather dumb move legal. Well, yeah, of course it is. I mean, you should always get a lawyer. Always lawyer up. I don't even, like, who... Someone must have reported him then. Also, I don't know if, like, the girl's dad reported him out of vindictiveness. So, you know, it's possible. I don't know how else the cops just would randomly find out, but I suppose they did. All right, let's do a search on him. Cody Pester. Let's see. Okay, I'm a high school principal. I'm looking to hire a teacher. Teacher faces up to 20 years for a sentence for relationship with ex-student. Coach, 6th grade teacher, faces 20 years for a post-graduation relationship. This article quotes her as 19. The dad so called this in. Look, not gonna lie, I might have done the same. Yeah, this article says she was 19, even. According to a probable cause affidavit obtained by people. Okay, she was still 18 when they met, it says. At his first court appearance, the judge set Pester's bail at $100,000? And he was released after posting a $10,000 bond. What is the difference between bail and bond? I'm confused. According to court records, the school district also announced in a letter to parents shortly after his arrest that Pester had been immediately removed from all classroom and extracurricular duties and that school officials were cooperating fully with law enforcement. His lawyer has not responded. Unlike other states, a teacher is still in violation in the state of Nebraska if they engage in intimate relationships with a student in the 90 days after they leave or graduate from the school system. That is genuinely... Oof. Court appearance is scheduled for March. Let's keep up with this. I am actually curious what's going to happen to this guy. Meanwhile, actual groomers and pedophiles are protected by the government right now. Bro, we've all seen the Epstein files. You have like actual... This guy's a high school teacher, right? And he faces up to 20 years in prison. And meanwhile, some Harvard professor was emailing Epstein going like, hey, yo, Jeff, is there like a way we could like molest the goyim cattle teenage girls, like the underage ones, and avoid age of consent laws? Do you know of any ways, Jeff? And Jeff's like, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm sure there's a way to molest all the goyim cattle. They were just openly using fucking Gmail. And just be fine. Bail is the money set by a judge. Bond is where a bail's bondman puts the money up for you, and when you show up to court, they keep the profit. Oh, okay, I see. Okay, makes sense. Bond is where 10 to 15% of the amount is paid by a third party for release, and it's non-refundable. Is Mamdani Epstein's son? Well, there is a rumor. I don't know. We're going to have to wait for the Milo files to drop. We're going to have to wait for him to release the files and tell us, potentially. I'm sure Milo has some fucking files stashed away, some hidden recording. Milo probably has like secret Epstein recordings, that fucker. That snake shark. That gay snake shark. At least teaching-wise, essentially, unless you get a record expunged. Yeah. Oh, good point. He could get his record expunged, I suppose, if he makes a good case for it. Okay. I think I'm going to wrap it, you guys. It's pretty late. Past midnight. That was fun, though. I had fun today. I was feeling a bit guilty because, like I said, I started late. I kind of felt caught with my pants down because the internet... I didn't even know if the internet will hold up. I hope there wasn't too many glitches or whatever for you guys. I hope you guys had fun. I am going to keep up with the Elijah goss, so I'll keep you guys updated next week. We'll see how many more files Milo is going to drop. I had fun. I hope you guys did too, and I hope everybody has a nice night where you get a lot of sleep without blacking out on alcohol or Benadryl like Elijah needs, apparently. Have a nice rest of your Thursday, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. And thanks for subscribing on the tip, Maru. Sky Ice. Chungle Bleb, Firemaster. Thank you guys. See ya.